So I just wanted to ask, is anybody else feeling depressed the way that everything is going right now? I mean, with the aspect of the NEET leak. Honestly, like honest to my viewers out there, I honestly did not know what NEET is until I came across a fact that NEET's name, the name of the NEET paper was actually renamed because there were so many leaks in the past. So this is not the first time it has happened, and it's great that the Gen Zs are what you would say protesting, but that's where the depression starts, because me being a millennial and people who are older than me know that India is a failing country. There is no way that it's going to improve. I'm just going to be honest about it. You can write write this on a blank piece of paper that I've said this, because I do not see any hopes out there until and unless there is a civil war and we claim our country back, because up until then everything is being privatized. uh, Water harvesting technology, even though we have creators in our country, smart, intelligent, brilliant people who are able to harvest rainwater, who are able to harvest water out of nothing, yet this technology is just not put to use. And you know why? Because all the politicians just want to get their, you know, pockets filled. And what can you say about them that you wouldn't say about a politician? Because even though we are paying the taxes, the middle class is actually paying the taxes. The higher upper, the rich class, they don't pay taxes. The poor, they don't sorry pay taxes. It's only us who are paying taxes, and we are suffering for it, and there is no accountability. I don't want to sound like I am looking at a glass half full, but objectively, the glass is half full. There is no point I see in fighting, even though the Gen Zs have done a great job of doing it. I have a very negative perspective about them, not all of them, but the fact is, this is just for views, I would say. This cockroach Janta Party has just gone up, and eventually it will come down, because at the end of the day, the root cause is not being addressed. At the end of the day, you just have to figure out that every one of us is selfish. I know that I have problems. I know that my neighbor has problems. I know that my friends have a problem in their life going on, and as such we are on this linear line that everyone is having a problem. But the moment I see myself making bit more money, if I see myself not living in India anymore, if I see myself going outside of India, I would just say fuck it. There is no point. I will be as selfish I want to be, because at the end of the day, there is no point in giving back to this country where you are seeing such corruption, such things happening. Even though this protest was there, there was no media coverage by the official news channels. They were just busy self proclaiming about the prime minister who shall not be named. And that's what it is. There is no point in protesting, I would say. It's all gone. We are we are just basically fucked. The flyover which opened, it looked like, I would say that the surface of the moon is much better than what this flyover looks like, and it took 7 years and around, I think so, 250 crores. I have not seen even 1 crore in my bank, and these people made it for 250 crores. Just think, there is no accountability, there is no way to bring people to justice, because justice doesn't exist in this world. There is no way of bringing people hopes ups, I would say. uh, to whoever out there, if you think that your hopes are up because this country will change, I'll be the pessimistic guy and say it won't. It will just go downhill. Everything is being privatized. The younger generations are not able to make money. There are lots of layoffs. But if you just give 500 to a guy perhaps who's living in a gaon somewhere, and just tell them, come for this protest against what they are protesting. There were people, they were protesting against the CJP, and these were people from the gaon. And I could just, we are not dumb, right? We could just notice that they were being paid, and they are being paid, I think so, 500 to 1000 of our money, and just come to this protest, you'll get free food. And at the end of the day, we are selfish. People have come because this is the core of the system that we are living in. You can fight for your problems, you can fight for everything that you want, but at the end of the day, it's all about money. And if my pockets are being filled while the other guys are not, I will gladly say fuck off and just go away. So in a way, I'm not blaming the politicians, because they just don't want this country to be better. I have linearly seen how China treats its citizens, its kids, how they have taught, or they are being taught multitasking, how there are AI screens in their benches that are foldable, which gives them this real grasp of whatever is being taught. And I just thought to myself, if I could change myself, if I could just go back in time, and I could just, you know, change the way that how I studied, I would have been a much successful person. I'm not blaming my parents for it, but I am blaming the government for it, because there was no avenue that was there. A small child does not have the grasping power saying that this is best for you and this is not. I was gladly taken away from what I used to like doing when my 10th standard exams were done. There was this uncle of mine, a retarded uncle, I would say. He did not know much, and all he knew was something about accounts, and that's all we knew back then. And I was being told to do this company secretary, which I had no energy inside of me to do this, because I am, at the end of the day, I'm a creative person, and this is not creative in a sense. It's just work. And I wasted 2 years there, and then back to 12th, wasted some much more time in college. I would say that if I was in China, and you can explicitly tell me in the comments that, if you like China so much, why don't you go to China? I wish I could. I wish I could go to any other country except this country which I'm living in. The food is messed up. You have double-minded thoughts about the food that you're, I wouldn't say double-minded, but you just have negative thoughts about the food that you will consume, because you don't know if it's pure, you don't know if it's natural, you don't know if it's healthy, you don't know if there is this businessman from Surat who is kind of mixing and molding and creating another concoction of milk that doesn't exist in this world. Recently I heard that soft, the mouth freshener, was being adulterated. I mean, come on. Milk, paneer, I understand, but soft, really? Is that the new law that we are going to? And there is no hope for this country anymore. You just have to just lay down and die. That's all you can do. If you do find a way to break the system, and if you do find a way to make money, by all means take the money, move out of this country. Look at the data. Nobody wants to live in this country anymore. The the children of the politicians, they don't even study in this country anymore. I mean, people are so, I wouldn't say people are so blinded. We as a young generation, even Gen Z's, millennials, we notice this happening, but we are just bogged down by our problems, that we are not able to make money. Everything is being taxed. You can't buy liquor anymore without paying triple the amount, and there is no escape. We are just, forced. There is this force that has been put on us, saying that, okay, this is what you live in. This is the bubble that you live in. You'll just be meddling in your own problems, money, then if something happens to your hospital bills, then wedding, then paying for that wedding. And if you're bogged down with so many problems, you don't think about changing this government, because there have been so much problems that are just tossed. Just people are just trying to push these problems on you, and the people who escape, hats off to them. The people who are able to make money in this economy, the people who are able to actually make a living in this economy, hats off to them. But yeah, this is a highly critical video, and I know a lot of you won't like what I am saying right now. But yeah, I've just lost hope, because there is no hope. There is no hope fighting for this country anymore. I used to tell my friends that it's not that I don't like India, but बुरा भी नहीं बोल सकता, but अच्छा भी बोलने के लिए कुछ रखा ही नहीं है. There is, yep, that's my, and I'm just doing this video not to rant about it. I'm just trying to, as I can say, I'm just being selfish about it. I'm just trying to hone my public speaking skills of how I can talk in front of a camera. I did not have a speech ready. This is just riffing on through my head, and this is what has come out. So